Hi there, this is going to be a Tarotorial. The two cards we're talking about today are the Hanged Man and Temperance, and the deck that we're using today is the Influence of the Angels Tarot deck. And so this deck is very much based on spirituality concepts as well as some religious symbology. And so just know that, like, depending on what tarot deck you're looking at, the symbols and the meanings can shift. So the Hanged Man, let's talk about the Hanged Man. Okay. So the angelic message with the Hanged Man is sometimes you need to detach from a situation. Healthy detachment is not about avoidance or numbing the emotions. It is neither kind nor unkind. Rather, it is an emotional disengagement that allows you to see what's going on with fresh eyes. Okay. So let's talk about the angel that's being represented here. Cassiel is an angel who simply watches. Alone, he observes what happens and what doesn't happen, and never interferes or takes action. He bears witness to both good and bad. And perhaps because of this, Cassiel is known as the angel of solitude and tears. So the symbology here is that this angel is suspended and upside down, okay, on the card, suspended in the air, neither flying nor falling. This represents a suspension of activity. Okay, how long doesn't matter. It's timeless. What does matter is the moment. The black ribbons attached to the ankles connect him to something unseen and not fully known. Could this be God? Could this be the universe? The ribbons are loose, suggesting that Cassiel is not being forced into this position, but rather chooses it. He has surrendered his own will, okay, and has no personal agenda. Cassiel is also upside down, which stands for the opportunity to see things differently or having a changed perspective. The situation is quite similar to the practice of meditation. Cassiel, the angel who simply watches, is able to observe his own mind. So in the background, there's a lake. So this represents water, also emotion, and the unconscious. Also, a lake can provide a mirror-like reflection. It symbolizes self-reflection and taking an objective view of yourself, your thoughts, and your actions. There's a landscape behind that water, and this is about seeing the entire scene, not just parts of it. Okay, so there's more to things than just what meets the eye. The direct meaning here, when you see the Hanged Man, is postponement of activity and pause, maintaining a distance and being an observer and choosing non-involvement, ceasing to struggle against something, accepting things the way they are, as well as surrender. Okay, so that's fascinating. This is also like taking a step back so you can see things in a whole new way and having a different outlook. A changed or different perspective can lead to insight, clarity, or new ideas. And this is also willing to endure discomfort or some other sacrifice for a different perspective. So the shadow meaning here could mean aloof or disconnected or playing the martyr. Okay, so let's talk about a similar card, right? The Temperance card. And the message here with the Temperance card is a perfect combination rarely happens on the first try. Experiment and be persistent. Learn to recognize what is needed to get everything working together, unified and balanced. Okay, so you can see that there's two cups and one in each hand, and there's this movement being represented between one cup and the other cup. So it's kind of like the shifting of two perspectives to come together as one. So it's fascinating because there is the need to kind of experiment, right? And to keep trying. You don't often get it right on the first try. So the angel here is Bagless. Bagless is the angel of moderation, said to help those with addictions by encouraging self-discipline. So the color blending I was just talking about, it's like a colorful substance, liquid, light, fire, and water. It moves from one cup to the other. It goes from cold, which is blue, to hot, which is red, and vice versa. Even though these colors are opposite on the spectrum, they can be combined and blended into a compatible way. This represents harmony and synthesis. I can't say this word. Synthesis. There we go. It also represents moderation because neither hot nor cold dominates, and they mix together as tepid, warm. The cups, one cup issues hot and the other issues cold. The two separate cups represent emotional extremes. It also covers extremes in thought, behavior, and ideas that may spring from intense emotion. So, for example, if you are cut off in traffic, you may get very angry at the offending driver and may indulge in fantasies of road rage or yell obscenities. Cold emotion refers to being distant and unfeeling, kind of unfazed. An extremely cold person would be a sociopath who is unable to feel anything for or empathize with another human being. Bagless blends the whole hot and cold water, showing a spectrum of emotion. Extremes in emotion, thoughts, and behavior lead to imbalance. Moderation maintains an equilibrium and sanity. I know that when I drive and someone irritates me from their own driving behaviors and actions, I now, instead of swearing at them, I say, I hope you arrive at your destination safely. So that is how you can apply temperance when you are driving your car. Real life example there. So let's look at Bagless's feet, because this is really important. The water symbolizes the unconscious, unknown spiritual world, and the foot in the water represents realities that cannot be seen. The foot on land represents the material, right? The physical reality. Touching, like the being able to, like the touchable world there, because here, in contrast with the water, dry land indicates the knowable, conscious, practical world. Bagless is in touch with both. This illustrates that the two realities exist and are at work in your life at the same time. It also suggests that being too spiritual makes you out of touch with reality, okay? And can also represent like your connection to both of those realities for yourself, okay? So the direct meaning here is striking the balance, moderation and avoiding extremes. Moderate behavior is balanced and healthy. Blending things together in a harmonious way. Creating harmony and balance. Synthesis, mixing things together to make something new. It's also kind of like alchemy as well, okay? And some shadow energy here, becoming wishy-washy, mediocre, banal, watered down, unoriginal, in the attempt to moderate all aspects of life. Sometimes this represents strict suppression of extreme impulses, gluttony, rage, and just like overreaction to things, being very unbalanced, a lack of nuanced thinking. Okay, so just the message here, a perfect combination really happens on the first try. Okay, so experiment and be persistent. Learn to recognize what is needed to get everything working together, unified and balanced. Okay, so that is your Tarotorial. If you would like more, please like and follow for more content. Bye now.